Boo! Did I scare you? Because if I didn't, my dancing moves sure will. Trigger warning ahead. Really bad dancing. Yeah. Okay. Hey there, and welcome to the start of a brand new reading vlog. I'm currently on my lunch break and I decided to go ahead and start filming. I usually don't like to film in between breaks because I felt rushed, but I was actually able to go ahead and eat during a meeting where I didn't really have to actively participate. It was just more of a listening session, so that was really nice. So right now I'm actually just going to go ahead and tidy up our room. I will be listening to my brand new audiobook that I just recently started. And y'all, I am loving it. It's so good. It's 7 Days in June by T.O. Williams. Actually, my friend Charmaine from Traveling Through Books is the one that recommended this book, and my hold finally came in. And I am loving it. The characters are funny, they're realistic, they're nuanced, and the conversations between our main characters are honest and raw and gritty. We also get to learn about their individual backgrounds, so we get to see who they are as people and how that has influenced them now in the future. It's fantastic. It is a romance book and we're following two separate characters. They are both fiction writers. Eva Mercy is an erotica writer. She is a single mother, she is a writer, and she's also struggling with chronic pain. Now we also have Shane Hall, and he's a little bit more of a recluse. He's very enigmatic, and he became an award-winning author writing literary fiction. When they were younger, they had 1 week where they fell in love, and we know that something happened that tore them apart, but we don't know what it is yet. And so in the book, we're actually following them in their adulthood when they are able to reconnect and hash out their feelings and everything that they are still feeling for each other, everything that happened. It's just, wow, it's just so well done. I love it so much. I can already tell that this is going to be a favorite of the year. So yes, that's what I'm currently listening to. Later on today, I will go ahead and give you more of a reading update because there are other several books that I'm also simultaneously reading, but I'm reading those in physical form. Actually, so in April, I didn't listen to any audiobooks, which is new for me because I listen to audiobooks all the time. I don't know what it was. I just didn't listen to any audiobooks in April. It was a weird month, a weird phase that I was going through. And I think what it might have been is that I was getting a lot of holds at the same time. So like 5 or 6 books would come off hold all at the same time. And I was having a lot of indecision choosing what I wanted to read until finally 7 Days in June came in and I was like, this is it. This is the book that I want to read right now. And so far it's been working. I actually already borrowed 2 other books through Libby as audiobooks since I will be finishing 7 Days in June pretty soon. So I did end up borrowing Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I think I mentioned in an earlier video that I wanted to go ahead and reread it and then jump back into Fevered Star. I decided that I wanted to listen to it as an audiobook this time around because I read it physically the first time. And then the second book that I ended up getting is for AAPI month, and this is The Family Chao by Samantha Chang. Here it is. This is one that I actually saw at Barnes & Noble and I've been eyeing ever since. The hold just came in, so I decided to go ahead and borrow it. And The Family Chao is a little bit difficult to classify. When I look it up on Goodreads, it's shelved as both a mystery thriller but also literary and contemporary fiction. So I'm really excited to see how those elements blend together. So it says The Family Chao offers a kaleidoscope, highly entertaining portrait of a Chinese American family grappling with the dark undercurrents of a seemingly pleasant town. The residents of Haven, Wisconsin have dined on the fine Chao's restaurant's delicious Americanized Chinese food for 35 years, content to ignore any unsavory whispers about the family owners. Whether or not Big Leo Chao is honest or his wife Winnie is happy, their food tastes good and their 3 sons earn scholarships to respectable colleges. But when the brothers reunite in Haven, the Chao family's secrets and the simmering resentments erupt at last. Before long, brash, charismatic, and tyrannical patriarch Leo is found dead, presumed murdered, and his sons find they've drawn the exacting gaze of the entire town. The ensuing trial brings to light potential motives for all 3 brothers. Dagu, the restaurant's reckless head chef, Ming, financially successful but personally tortured, and the youngest, who is a gentle but lost college student, James. As the spotlight on the brothers tightens and the family dog meets an unexpected fate, Dagu, Ming, and James must reckon with the legacy of their father's outsized appetite and their own future survival. That sounds amazing to me. And I personally love books that explore sibling dynamics just because I do have 2 younger brothers, and also books that explore parenthood and identity. And it sounds like this book is going to tackle all 3 of those. So I'm really excited for whenever I do get started. So those are 2 books that I will be picking up next in audiobook format. As you can tell in my background, it's blue now. I'm working on a little reading corner. It's not complete yet, but I like the way that it turns out. It's really funny because I only painted half of the wall blue, the rest is still this orange. I just wanted Ben to see it and slowly have him like it because I want to paint the entire room blue. I just needed him to warm up to it because now he really likes it. So I think we're gonna do that over the weekend, just paint the entire room. I'll finish off my little corner. And so I actually put up a poll on Instagram where I asked you if you wanted to see all of my unread translated works. So that video will be coming soon, but I can give you a slight peek on that bookshelf because it is my translated works. So yeah, I'm just gonna listen to my audiobook, finish tidying up the room, and then keep working. So I'll see y'all later. Found another translated work. I should probably explain what's going on here. I got a new shelf that goes upstairs, and that's where my translated fiction is going to go. So right now, I'm looking for all of my translated works that I may have missed. I just found Tender is the Flesh, and I'm just basically going to bring all of my books down, go through each one of them, see if I will realistically get to it ever. If not, I'll probably unhaul it, and then I'm going to reorganize my shelves. So I used to have thrillers up there. Then we have fantasy and sci-fi. I think I want to move all of those books to these shelves here. Right there. And over there. And then I just want that bookshelf, the big one, to have just general fiction in alphabetical order. So I think that's what we're going to do. But first, we have to make some really tough decisions. You know, a lot of these books are going to go on the chopping block, and you know, they'll be chopped. Yeah. I'm still listening to music, by the way, and I'm getting super distracted. I listen to a lot of Latin music while I reorganize things, and I just break out in dance. So I apologize for any eye bleeding, swelling, or just general cringe in this video. So yeah. Hello. So I came home from grocery shopping and I'm going to just make dinner. It's going to be really simple today. I'm making this spicy Asian cucumber salad that Ben likes. And then I'm just gonna make some taquitos with potatoes inside. I did my soy chorizo, but I think I'll save it for something else. So yeah. music was on. Okay, so I just finished making the spicy cucumber salad that Ben likes. Yum! I think last time I made it too salty and he didn't like that, so we're gonna make him try it and see if it's better. And then we're also making, well, I'm making taquitos with potato inside. I made the potato filling maybe 3 days ago or 2 days ago, and we had some then, but we didn't finish it, so I'm making them now. And they were really good. I added a little bit of nutritional yeast to add a little bit of a savory flavor, and then just pepper and salt. And oh, actually, I added a little bit of cayenne pepper to it too, to give it a little bit of heat, but not too much. They were really yummy. I like to eat them with like, not coleslaw. If you chop up cabbage and put it on top of something, that's not coleslaw, right?
I think just slaw. I feel like
It's just called slaw?
I think so.
Which is cabbage, right?
Yeah, like cabbage slaw.
Yeah. So I guess I just chop up cabbage, put it on top with some crema. Not sour cream, it has to be crema, and then with a little bit of salsa. It's very, very yummy. So that's what we're gonna make right now. And then that's all we're gonna have for dinner because we don't eat too much for dinner. Well, I also went grocery shopping and I bought a papaya, and I love to eat papaya with condensed milk on top, so we might have that for dessert because it's so yummy, and I love fruit and I love papaya and condensed milk with papaya. But I also bought a watermelon, so we might have a watermelon instead. I don't know. We'll see. Is it better than last time, or is it worse than last time?
No.
Okay. Yum. Better or worse?
Let's get another bite. Make sure. Oh, it's better.
Yeah? What's better about it?
It's like more vinegary. Flavor is definitely like more balanced. She wants water.
I really like them when they're so... Oh, but they're cold. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to the dentist, and ever since going to the dentist, I can't eat cold things on the left side of my mouth because it hurts, like physically hurts. Like it feels like someone jabbed a knife through my tooth whenever I eat anything cold. So I'm going to be really gentle because these are really cold. They just came out of the fridge, so. You're right. They're not as salty. That's really good flavor.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Very nice.
I'll approve of my own stuff. Would you like some wine? Hello, so it is now the next day. It is Thursday tonight and I'm very tired. It's gonna be 11 a.m. but I need coffee, so I'm about to make some coffee. I'm just not having a good time. I'm menstruating and I always get really bad cramps, and I hate it because coffee makes them worse. But then it's a struggle because if I want to not have coffee, and for reference, I drink about like 4 to 5 cups of coffee every day. So when I don't have a cup of coffee, even if I miss one day, I get these really bad headaches. So I have to choose between menstrual cramps and severe headaches. And it's never an easy choice, but today I need coffee. I don't want to have a headache, so I'm making some. My preferred style of making coffee is pour over, so that's what we're gonna do. The water's heating up. So I thought in between making coffee, I can give you an update on what I've been reading. Okay, so while that pours, let's start off with the book that I was talking about yesterday. So I am still reading 7 Days in June. I'm about 50% through it now, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm having the best time reading it. I'm usually someone that doesn't laugh out loud. Like if I find something funny, I'm the kind of person that kind of like, you know, chuckles on the inside. But this book is making me cackle. Like the word cackle doesn't encapsulate how much fun and joy it's bringing. It's just really funny, and I'm really liking the humor in it. But you know, it still talks about serious topics, and it's still written in a very honest and raw way, and I'm just loving everything about it. So I can't wait to finish it. The next book that I'm in the middle of is Exhalation by Ted Chiang. I talked about this book during my reading update that I did, I think, a week and a half ago. I actually haven't made any progress in reading Exhalation since then. There's a book club that I follow on Instagram called the Spacebound Book Club, and this is the May selection for that book club. So I decided to go ahead and read it along with them and their Discord. So if you are reading it now and you want to participate, I'll leave the details down below. So now that it is May, I'm going to start picking it back up and then discussing in the Discord, just because I feel like that is the best way to consume this, talking to people about it, because every single story after I'm done reading it, I'm like, damn, I wish I had someone to talk to about this. So currently on the 4th story, so I'll probably restart it and then continue through. A new book that I actually started is An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan, and I'm currently, I want to say like a 4th way through it. I'm a little bit over 100 pages, and I was really excited for this one because I read The Astonishing Color of After, loved it. Granted, a 4th way through, I'm not loving it as much as I loved that one, but I still do like it. One thing that I am noticing, because I don't read a lot of romance in general, and I've been dipping my toes in little by little, but one thing that I realized that I don't love is insta-love. And with any Romeo and Juliet story that I've read so far, there are elements of insta-love just because of the way things turned out. You know, like characters drawn to each other for no particular reason. But what I really like about An Arrow to the Moon so far is that our two main characters, Hunter and Luna, are individual people with individual struggles, and we do focus on them as individuals and not just as part of a relationship or part of a duo. But what I think I'm liking more are the elements of mythology that are sprinkled throughout. This is based on a Chinese mythology story about the moon goddess, and I try to read The Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I believe that's what it was called. Unfortunately, it was a DNF for me, but the same story is in here, so I'm glad that I'm still going to be able to experience it. And there's also references to the Monkey King, which I will be reading. That's Journey to the West, which is one of China's like greatest 4 novels, which I will also be reading and making my way through this year. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not loving it. So the next and final book that I started is Elena Knows, and I started this one because I'm trying to read, really big emphasis on trying to read the International Booker Prize shortlist before the finalist comes out. It does come out this month, so I don't think I'll be able to read all of them before the winner is announced, unfortunately. That is one of the books that ended up on the shortlist. And in this one, we follow Elena. She's a single mother. Elena has Parkinson's, and in the story, we're following her throughout the scope of one day. We know that her daughter has died and it was ruled a suicide, but she doesn't think that that's true. And so Elena is trying to find a person and call in a favor to potentially prove that her daughter didn't commit suicide. Like right at the beginning of the book, we see her struggling with just even taking a step forward, either because she's grieving or because of the state of her illness and how she has to like actively think and trying to move and, you know, waiting for the medication to kick in to be able to control her legs. So far, I'm really enjoying it. It's one of the best books that I've read from Charcoal Press. I do have a ton of books that I ordered from Charcoal Press, and I think this is the best one that I've read so far. I can see why it was nominated and shortlisted for the International Booker Prize. I think it has a lot to say. So I am going to go ahead and finish that hopefully today. Well, actually maybe not today because Ben and I are going to go see the new Doctor Strange movie that's coming out today. We're really excited. We're really big Marvel fans and we watch like every movie that comes out in theaters if possible. So yeah, we love going to the movie theaters in general. By the way, if you haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, fantastic movie. Highly, highly recommend. It's so, so good. So that was actually perfect timing. My coffee is done. Yes, it does take me that long to make 1 cup of coffee. I know, but I love pour over. And I've tried other different ways to make coffee. Like we try, what's it called? The French press. And you know, it's good. Like I think I like maybe the flavor just a little bit more when it, no, actually, no, I don't. I still think pour over is superior. It's just, okay, with the French press, the coffee comes out hotter, which I really enjoy because with pour over, your coffee kind of loses heat as you know it's pouring. But a really good tip that Ben had is to fill your cup with hot water. That way when you start doing the pour over with coffee, it doesn't lose any heat because the cup will already be warm. So that's been keeping my coffee hot. So that's the only downside to pour over is that your coffee always ends up warm and I like it scalding. Like I want my tongue to feel like it's being swallowed by volcanic coffee. And you just don't get that with pour over. So anyways, I'm using the wrong tripod. It's fine. Let me get my other one or, you know, maybe we can prop you up somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Okay, so for Independent Bookstore Day, Ben and I ended up going to Powell's and we ended up getting 3 books. The first one of them was recently published, so if it sounds interesting, give it some love. It was published back on April 16th of 2022, and this is Funeral for Flaca by Emily Prado, and these are a series of essays. I believe they're horror essays, and this one stood out to me because I love supporting Latinx authors, but also I love me a good collection of short stories, and this is an author that I haven't really heard about. To give you a little bit of a blurb, Funeral for Flaca is an exploration of things lost and found, love, identity, family, and the traumas that transcend bodies, borders, cultures, and generations. Emily Prado retraces her experience coming of age as a prep turned chola turned punk Chicana and captures the reality of what it means to lose and find your identity many times over again. And I don't know, that specific part really resonated with me. When I was younger, I struggled with what my identity was. I mean, I'm still struggling with who I am and what my identity is. And it's something that's often shifting for me. I don't know if many of you know, but I actually was raised in Mexico. So I was raised for all intents and purposes as Mexican, Spanish speaking, with a strong sense of community and culture. And then I moved here to the United States. I was born here, but I lived in Mexico. It's a complicated story. But then I came here and then all of a sudden it's like, no, you're American, but you don't speak English and you don't really hold the same values that Americans do. So then it's like you're Mexican American or Chicana. But I didn't feel Mexican American and I didn't feel Chicana. And I always felt like I was struggling between all of those identities. Like I didn't think I was cool or badass enough to be a Chicana. And I never felt Mexican enough here. I never felt American enough. And I don't know, people just love to pick apart different aspects of my personality. It's like, oh, you like to read a lot. Well, you must be white because that's what white people do. As if Latinos don't read. We do read. Or other things like, oh, you like to listen to mariachi and this weird music, then you're Mexican. But you're never one or the other. So it was an interesting experience growing up, and I feel like she kind of describes that here in this little blurb. So I'm excited to see what she has to say. My break is almost over, so I'm going to be super quick. The next one that I picked up is Dread Nation, and this is by Justina Ireland. This is a recommendation that Charmaine actually recommended. I know I've been reading a lot of the books that she recommended lately for a good reason, because they're really good. So I needed to get a physical copy, so here it is. I'm excited to get to it. I don't know when I'll read it, probably June, maybe July. And then the next one is Blow Your House Down by Gina, Grangello, a story of family, feminism, and treason. And what really stood out to me about this one is that I opened it up and started to read it, and this is what it said. This is what caught my attention. A is for asshole, question mark. There is no slur for men to match the equivalent of mistress or even other woman. Philanderer doesn't have the same punch, and it is sex non-specific. Cockle denotes a man who is being cheated on. A player or even a dog can be single or married. An asshole can be the guy who took your parking space at Trader Joe's, as well as the man who fucked your wife. There are no names specifically for men who break their promises to women. And that was enough for me to want to pick this up. I actually don't really know what else this book is about. That was all that I knew. But it does say a powerful testimony about the ways our culture seeks to cage women in traditional narratives of self-sacrifice and erasure. So I guess this is a work of like creative nonfiction. And this will probably be my nonfiction pick for June because I will be reading a different nonfiction this month for AAPI month. My TBR will be coming out soon. So yeah, those were all of the updates. Hey there, it is now Friday and we ended up watching the new Doctor Strange movie yesterday. We don't really know how to feel about it, to be honest. Well, we do actually. We gave it a 6 out of 10, so just barely passing. Like, we enjoyed parts of it, but overall we felt like it lacked a lot of cohesion. It didn't feel like a typical Doctor Strange movie. It tried to go in the direction of like Thor Ragnarok, in that it's a little bit more humorous, but it also has elements of horror in it. I actually really enjoyed the elements of horror in the movie. I am a horror fan and I do read horror books and watch horror movies, so I thought that was really interesting. I just don't think those elements fit very cohesively together. Yeah, it was a strange one. There were also some parts that for me are unbelievable, which I know, like, you're going to see a Marvel movie, there's going to be magic and stuff like that. And so a lot of times I go into these movies suspending my disbelief, but there was just some elements in here that I couldn't do that with. So yeah, unfortunately it wasn't a hit, but you know, we saw it and we're excited for the next Thor movie that will be coming out. We're gonna go see that one too whenever it does come out. So on that note, I will be ending this reading vlog here. I didn't know if I should end it or not because I haven't actually finished any books during this vlog, but you know what? That's the reality of things. Some weeks I read a lot in a week and finish like 3 or 4 books. Other times it takes me like 2 weeks to finish a book, and that's fine. During the next vlog, I'll probably take you along with me still trying to sort out through the books downstairs and reorganizing them. I want to make sure to do that this coming weekend. Today's Friday, so I'll probably do that tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, and then probably finish painting this room so that it's all blue, or at least most of it. I think we want to leave an accent wall that has like a blue, gray, white, something, just like an accent wall so that not everything is blue, especially during the winter, because during the winter it's super dark in here, so we want like a white wall or something like that, or like a very light gray one. So we'll probably do that this weekend since I have some time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.